Welcome back everyone. Today we are playing some Coal LLC, and in this episode we are going in as a waterbender in the sparse map. We were once a peaceful people, but everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked, so we are tapping into some chemical warfare to win back our land and resources. So we are getting right into this. It looks like we start with the shoddy axe, and I think because we are doing the sparse map, we get the platform and the ladder. I want to take a look at what we have here. So we're the waterbenders, so we have the water staff and guns, but we also have poison and an axe. So I'm not sure which route I want to go, if I want to go with the axes or the poison. So we'll see after a couple of days. So I've never played the sparse map before, so this is going to be a new experience for me. So I was using this little axe. It's kind of weird. And I can tell already this is going to be really weird collecting all these materials. It's going to be difficult, I think. But we can manage. I think this will be good for the poison though. It'll be easier for us to not hit blocks with the poison that we don't mean to. So halfway through the day we need to manage ourselves here and not get lost. The thing that's going to be easy for me is to get lost here, just because it's a lot more open and I can't see where I've mined and all that good stuff. Alright, 30 seconds. Let's just start gathering up everything and not fall into any holes. And just like that. So let's get back. It's getting stressful. Are you guys stressed? Not. Unbelievable. Well, 740, that's not the worst day we've ever had. I was looking through some of the challenges and I don't know if I like that axe or not. I don't know if I want to go with the poison gun already or not. That does 50 damage and this does 45 for 3 ticks. I do have access to ladders, so it's not too big of a problem. But at the same time, we didn't have that big of an issue with the time or with collecting stuff. So let's just go with that and get more time and just go on with our day. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, guys. I appreciate all the wishes on me feeling better, and for those who wished ill upon me, I know where you live. But all jokes aside, yeah, thanks for the wishes on me feeling better. I feel so much better. It's just like the day after you get over a sickness, it just feels like you are on top of the world. It feels like you can take on just about anything there ever once was. And you just feel so powerful. Even so much so that I worked out quite a bit. And I haven't worked out in like a week or so. So it's working out when you have a family is a challenge. You got to get the workouts in while you can. And the times that you can is just not very often. But it's a blessing to be busy in that regard though. How am I going to get out of here? I can make that jump, I think. Oh, easy. Nice. That's what I'm talking about, guys. So yeah, it's nice to be busy in the fact that, you know, you're spending it with your family and doing stuff like this, learning new things. The whole YouTube thing, YouTube's been a ton of fun and learning so much and kind of switching up variety and having variety in these videos. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, even if none of you guys watch my Atom Craft videos, it's still worth it for me to do it because I'm still learning a lot in creating them and in the commentary. And you know, if you watch them and these videos, you get kind of add-ons with things that I've said throughout, and you might miss some jokes. And I'm full of dad jokes, guys. It's like some jokes that like some jokes about retirement, but they don't really work anymore. I know that was a bad one. I blame my wife on that one because she actually told me that one, and it just about killed me because I thought it was so funny. Okay, how do you... Oh. Let me just reset this day. That was embarrassing, perhaps. This sparse map is going to be a little bit harder than I thought. Actually, there's a good amount of the iron right there. I want to go for that. I didn't even buy anything. What am I doing? Okay. Let's not screw ourselves up this time. It's a lot of coal right there. So I don't want to get lost. Getting lost is no bueno in this map. We're here for a chill time, not to be stressed. I just wanted a little bit of a challenge. Not to say I haven't been challenged in the past in this game for various reasons, but just trying to add a little bit of variety for you guys so you have a little bit more entertainment, something to keep you caught and catch your eye a bit. Keep you on the edge of your seat. Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna get lost? We don't know. But the axe in this game is pretty satisfying. I don't know how useful or effective it is compared to other things, but I have used the poison before. Not necessarily the poison gun, but the poison wand and the chests and stuff. And they've been really powerful, so I look forward to the poison guns themselves. Based on what I read about them, they look like they are as effective as the flamethrowers. And I can get with that. So I'm going to try and chop up these choco blocks real quick and see if I can get something from this chest. And if it's a gold gun, it won't really help us too much right now. Stop it before it goes all the way, so we'll get the collector capacity. And then maybe gather this a little bit and then do a drop off. So go back and get a platform there and get some platforms here. Nice. And fall in the wrong hole. Okay. We're back to where we started. Nice. So what we learned from last time is let's not overstay our time here so we stress out and then absolutely choke when we need to get back. So at approximately 15 seconds, we need to go back. And he's doing it. Easy. Oh, we really showcased our skills on that one. The day bonus is really going to help us on this one. This is kind of a tough one. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this very effectively. So we have the Sapphire Axe, which does 100 damage versus our Shoddy, which does 20. So that's a significant upgrade. But then there's the Poison Gun, which does 150 damage. I think that one might be worth it. If I can get the Infinity Ladder, I guess. I think that actually is a good idea. Yeah, guys. We might actually be onto something here. Because if I go like here and I shoot all the way around and I keep doing it, then I'll eventually get to the bottom spot and then all of the materials are going to drop and then I'll be able to collect it with the ladder and stuff. But we're already at the gray layer. I don't know if we're going to be breaking the gray layer very easily, but I don't know if I want to at this point. Just give me the Infinity Ladder and get me up there and down and up and down and up. I just gotta hope I don't fall into a hole or something. I tried to spam the E there so I can get the thing out of the chest, but didn't work out. So this is gonna be a good day, I can already tell. Maybe get that chest later. Alright, keep on gathering stuff. Looks like we already full. And shoot the stuff on the side. Get it to drop. But anyways, it feels good to be feeling good. I mean, I know that's hard to believe, but it is. It's the case. I noticed that I was in a playlist for sleeping. Do you guys really think that my voice is that soothing or boring? I mean, I'd understand if you'd think so. I think the same thing about my boss and his voice. His voice is like terribly just the most boring, unenthusiastic voice I've ever heard in my life. And I make fun of him all the time because of it, because his son will call him and his son will be super excited about something and he'll just respond with, "Wow, Bunny, that's incredible." And so just, in a way, it reminds me of Napoleon Dynamite and be like, "Wow, it's awesome. It's incredible." When he sees the suit. But yeah, not that bad, I guess. But yeah, if you guys like to sleep to my voice, then I'm all about it. Whatever helps you guys out, that's my whole point. Hopefully I can get up in time. And then maybe get that chest. Oh, we choked. That's alright. So I really need to turn off the notification sound on my phone too, because in one of the videos, I left it on vibrate and it was just absolutely blasting me the whole time. I was in a group message with like 10 other people that night and they were really pumped about something, and I just remember while I was editing, I was trying my best to edit out the sounds, but man, I don't know how you guys did it. What should I get? So that would be 2,500. I have enough to get that. It's double the damage, which would be good. If I get the Infinity Ladder and then spend more time going up and down. Yeah, let's go for it. Just straight down. No time to wait. Shoot up so it all falls down. Yup. Yup. I'm gonna go to the side so I don't end up hitting the choco block on the way up with the infinity ladder. That always sucks when that happens. Doing quite a bit of damage to these gray blocks, so that's good. But it was an absolutely gorgeous day today. It was 57 degrees outside. Blue sky, sunny, very little wind, which was another bonus. Absolutely gorgeous. Such a good time. I was able to, believe it or not, get outside, shoot my bow, and I did that after work, and a couple of my other buddies met up and did that, and another great time doing that with them. I got a new sight for it. It's one of those sights that has the it's a dial on the side, which allows the sight to go up and down and allows you to really pinpoint the distance on which you're going to shoot. And so if you're like 36 yards away from the target, you don't have to bridge the gap between pins. Say I used to have a sight that went to 20, 30, 40, 50. And so if something was 36 yards away, I had to shoot in between the 30 pin and the 40 pin. And because it's an exponential drop, you don't mentally think about it correctly at the time you're shooting. So you miss. Or you shoot not as good as you would hope you would. So this is really going to help me out with all of that, and especially with TAC coming in June, where the yardage is very specific there as well. And so I'm actually going to be able to hit probably more targets than I did last time. I set my pins to 20, 40, 60, 80 last time, and it's honestly quite surprised I hit as many as I did then. This is going to be a good day, I think. But yeah, I was really surprised I hit as many as I did and shot pretty well. Probably just as good as one of my buddies who has a dialed sight. Alright, let's look at this day. We're looking at 4,300. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. We'll do an infinity ladder. I'm tempted to get... Oh, we have this emerald poison gun. See, I can get increased inventory slots and more time. That might be the play. More time is always worth it. And then maybe more infinity ladder. Just get one more just in case. I was thinking maybe I could get a collector, but they cost 1,500 essentially. So I'm not going to be able to afford that. So let's just go ahead and get started with the next day. But yeah, you guys can probably tell by now, I like shooting my bow and I love being outside. Any excuse I can make to go outside I'm gonna make it. Do I need to work outside? Absolutely, I do. Something outside need to be fixed? Absolutely it does. It's just so nice to be outside in the fresh air, and the only thing though is having in the nice weather, having people constantly mowing their lawn and with being outside with like a weed whacker. It just seems like constantly throughout the day of the summer and springtime, someone's out there with a weed whacker or a leaf blower or a lawnmower. It's just constant. I don't understand how people have so much grass to mow and weed whack, and I don't know. It's just something to complain about, I guess. So So I should probably stop. But sometimes it's just nice to have that peace and quiet every once in a while. And most of the time I just get that at night or very early in the morning, but I don't usually get it early in the morning because I stay up late. And so it's just way easier for me to stay asleep than it is for me to fall asleep, if that makes sense. So I'm not the most morning person in the world. I'm fine in the morning. I can handle myself, I guess, is what you could say that is. But I don't prefer waking up early in the morning. Although I would prefer to do it, my body says nah. It would be nice to be able to do it. Seems like more people stay up late versus more people stay up late versus wake up early. And there are obviously reasons for that, because it's just way harder to get up from bed than it is to go to bed. 608 of our coal out of 580. We have the poison gun. I like the poison gun a lot more than the axe. That axe is just like super slow to start up, and then like it does a circle and it's just quite slow. So I can just do this, and there's like 60 blocks that are ticking. So it's just so much better to do the poison, in my opinion. I don't know if that's true or not, but I believe it is. Such gorgeous landscape up there. Absolutely gorgeous. Alright, let's get some of the valuable stuff, but we didn't because we're already full. 1,700 coal. We have a quarter left of the day. We can probably get at least 2 more, maybe 3 of the stockpiles in. I'd like to get some of the iron in there. Emeralds. Lots of emeralds, perhaps. Maybe if I can get some of the coal out of my inventory, I can pick up some of this copper. Or not. Let's just not worry about it, and let's just go up. Would be nice to get the climbing speed. Would be really nice. Still working? Okay. We have the timer going now. Okay, that was a lot of copper. Looks like we should just go straight up and maybe hit up one of the chests on the way down. Maybe we'll be able to get it this time. I couldn't hit it fast enough. Let's see what the damage we did today was. I'm thinking 9k. Okay, I was thinking like 6, but that's not too bad. We can afford the emerald poison gun, and then we can do the increased inventory slot, or we can actually start getting some of these collectors and just stay down there. They are slow and they only have 64. So that's 5,000 plus 3,000. How much more of this? 10 more slots of 32, or we can get 32. 10 more slots or 32 of 32. So that would be like getting 2 slots versus just 1 extra 10. I think that's the better plan, guys. And then as far as getting these guys, I kind of want to wait until we have senior collectors, but we're going to be going up and down regardless. Are we actually going to be going up and down more than the collectors are? Maybe, maybe not. I'm getting the emerald poison gun. We have 1 infinity ladder, probably fine with that. So I'm probably not going to get the increased inventory slot. I would get the increased inventory stack, but yeah, I can also just get... I'm going for this, guys. This might be the wrong thing to do, but I'm going for it regardless. And then I'm also going to get another infinity ladder, just in case. You never know what's going to happen. So let's go for it, guys. Let's try and see if we can get a nice... let's see if we can get 20k today. I know it's a bit of an ask and it's double what we got last time, but we're feeling quite ambitious. We're feeling good. It was 57 degrees today. What can't we do, you know? Can't jump up there, I guess. Come on. Oh, missed it just barely, guys. Let's just keep going back and forth. I didn't really see how much more damage this does compared to the other one. So that might have been a mistake, but that's alright. I don't know how much harder Sparse is going to make it to get to day 25. But we will see, guys. We will see. And I don't know if I'll enjoy this Sparse as much as I enjoy the regular. I enjoy seeing the blocks go away where it's like good chunks of them. Kind of like with the electric pickaxe. I didn't necessarily enjoy the electric pickaxe, but the satisfaction from watching it connect from block to block was pretty nice. And now there's that block in the way. So I am going to hit that up, and hopefully I am gonna come up correctly. Just hit that. Oh, that was perfect. So perfect, I went way higher than I should have. So we hit our coal quota pretty nicely. We'll probably just hit up a few of those while we're at it. Jump velocity, play capacity, speed. Let's go for it. Hit up those, these aren't sapphires. Amethyst, that's what it is. It's hard for me to keep track of all the different stones and ores in this game. Not quite as skilled in the geology as some people are. Day 6, not too bad. 1600, 1700 of our coal quota thus far. We have a few of these guys just roaming around. Not doing bad. I don't think they're doing too much stuff. Would be nice to have a filter from the get-go, because at this point in time, once you hit that coal quota, it would be really nice to just be able to collect the more valuable stuff. Because it seems like half the stuff I'm picking up is just coal. Okay, so it looks like need to blast through this. I can spend the time doing that. I can wait. One more? That's what I'm talking about. Didn't even need to use any ladders or anything. Probably would have been faster in time-wise, but we're still doing pretty decent, and our collectors are useful. If we're not using them, then what are they good for? Absolutely nothing. Okay, I'm going to try and drop my, golly, all this coal and get literally anything else. Okay, yep. Much better. My wife and I have been going through watching The Office, and we're in season 6 right now, and it's the time in which it's getting very close to where Michael's gonna leave, and once he leaves, it gets so bad. It gets so tough. Real tough to watch. Okay, get rid of all of this coal. Just grab the copper and the iron. And let's get going. It's gonna be a good day. 3,200. I think we're gonna hit that 20k. But it might be close. We might be relying on the extra cash that we get. 2, 5, 8, 10. Yeah, 16k. That's not exactly what we like to see, but we still had a ton more of the stuff on the ground versus on, I guess we'll get 10 times better. Yeah, we still had a ton of stuff on the ground that our collectors couldn't quite get to. So the more collectors that we can get, the better, in my opinion. We just go for it. Start day 7, go straight for it, speed run. But yeah, while we were, oh, yeah, I don't know what I even just what happened right there. While we were shooting, my friend's son kept coming out, and his wife made homemade pizza. And his son is 4 years old, and he's like super excited whenever I come over. He always runs over as I pull in, and he always tells me, I saw you coming in. And I was like, I saw you. And he always gets so excited about it. It's just hilarious. But his wife made some homemade pizza, and I guess it's sourdough pizza. So it's just the fancy pants way of eating. And we were having like a 5-star service there because we were just shooting, and then once we were done shooting and it was time for us to collect our arrows, his son would come over from inside and have a piece of pizza for each one of us. And so we'd be munching on some pizza as we were walking over and getting our arrows. It was incredible service. I have to make sure to go on to Google and Yelp and give him a 5-star rating and say that his son is the best waiter I've ever had in my life. Such a good kid, though. He's so funny. He's such a dork. As far as his character, he's so funny. I've known them for quite a bit of time. Man, I don't know how many years it's been. It's been probably 5+ years at this point. And we've been really close friends ever since. Trying to get all these amethysts here. Maybe get those worked down. Looks like the collectors are actually keeping up in a way. Maybe hit up this chest. Ooh, that's a gold thing right there. That might be good timing. Shoot that on the way down, though. Yeah, it looks like they are keeping up. I don't know. How did it get down there? There's no way for it to get down there. I don't know, guys. Sometimes this game is a little buggy. But we're all about the bugs. Actually, some of my favorite games, like board games and actual games, the games that screw you the most as far as like you're winning and like a person is absolutely destroying everybody in the game and then the next second they're losing. I love those types of games. They are so fun. It just makes it to where anything can happen and it's just so entertaining. And in those games as well, the objective is so simple. It's like reach the end or go around in the circle of the map or something like that, of the board or whatever. And super simple, but yet because people are trying to screw you, so they are the ones to beat the game or to be the winner, it makes it so much more entertaining. Because in those types of games, no one is your friend, everyone's your enemy. This is probably going to end up screwing us. Might as well go all out, right? Something more might break. Yeah, let's go for that. Did I pick up everything that I should? Maybe drop all this coal and see if there's anything else. I got iron. Okay, 14 seconds. Just got to get up there and deposit. I'm choking. Two, one. I'm not gonna make it. Golly, guys. That's okay. I think I was better when I was completely ill and bedridden. What the heck is that all about? Let's get the silver poison gun, sell that, put that in its spot, and we will get the 2 infinity ladders. I don't like the regular ladders. I don't mind the platforms. Platforms are nice when you're in a pinch. But let's get another senior collector, and then we'll get 2 more of these guys, and then start day 8. Still determined here. The only thing about the poison gun is you're not very quick when you're going up and down. Or not up, just down. Because it takes a while for the ticks to break these blocks down. And I forgot to look at how much damage this was doing again. Just kind of trying to rush through the menus, I guess. Just keep spraying. This cannot be good for the environment. And I don't know how well this is gonna break through the blue layer. I can hit that. Yep, super slow. Super slow. But I guess this is gonna be good for our collectors. Kind of arc it so that I can break down, yep. Easy peasy. Slowly but surely. Now our collector's gonna be able to keep up with us. Now that's the question of the century. Waiting for these blue blocks to break so I can go down and then put an infinity ladder down and then start going up and down. Almost halfway through the day. We can afford doing that. Maybe shoot some of these side blocks a bit. Okay, amethyst there. I couldn't imagine the vacuum being very good in the sparse map, because it just seems like we're going straight down and straight up, and we're going way far down to make it worth it. If it was sparse and shallow, it would make sense, but I don't know if there's a shallow and sparse map. Oh yeah. Just the grind here. I will admit, YouTube is like its very own incremental game in a way. I love incremental games, and so just the little upgrades you can do here and there are so satisfying and cause like a little bit of an increase in things. And so it's just the same thing with kind of YouTube, or at least that's how I'm taking it mentally. And so it's like whenever I gain a new skill or I learn how to do something new, it could be anything, like making the thumbnails a little bit more entertaining, or learning how to plan out my videos or what I'm going to say, just all that type of stuff. It's just like incremental game in a way. Kind of stuck there. I'm just gonna shoot over here. I don't think the collectors are collecting everything like they need to be. Get over here, shoot over there. I'm just gonna keep shooting from the ladder, because if the collectors are keeping busy, then that's all that matters. But yeah, it's been really, really fun, and it's incremental in a way that, like, the more I improve my skills and then apply it, it's like an upgrade in the incremental game. And then that gets reflected by the amount of views you get. And so it just keeps on going the better you get, and then the more you learn, and then it's just the same old. And it makes it even more fun, which is, it might just be me in that case, but I think that's what has Mr. Beast hooked in a way. Not to say I'm at Mr. Beast level at all with my 30 subscribers or so. 42k. So we have the amethyst poison gun. I don't think we are struggling as far as destroying blocks. Although if we get 6, that's 38. That leaves us 4, 6, that's 10. We can get one more senior collector if we buy this. Sell that, get one more of those, put it in its spot, buy another infinity ladder or 2, and get going on day 10 or day 9. This one's way sparse. I got a feeling with the poison gun I'm going to be needing a lot of collectors and a lot less miners. This just seems so powerful. Oh, that was a big void there. Goodness gracious. Already to the blue layer. It would be nice to get one of these blocks, one of these chests, and it was just rupees. Now, if you guys were to rank the Zelda games, what would they be? What would be your top, I would say 3 Zelda games? I know I've kind of mentioned it already in one of the previous episodes, but for me, it would be Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and then, man, maybe Twilight Princess. Just because it's so, it's kind of what made the franchise skyrocket in its popularity. They were just too good. And they made too much success. Can't tell if those guys are going straight up from there, so I need to go here and then go up with the infinity ladder. I'm gonna do that here. And then just shoot over. Hopefully this is a good spot for me to do this. Thinking those guys are going up there. If I need to go left with the platforms, that's all right. Yep. That's okay. Let's just go down. I could have been shooting poison all the way down. Whoa, that's a lot of emeralds there. Goodness gracious. All right, 7,000 of our coal quota. We are way above. Poison gun and the collectors are doing a decent enough job getting everything collected. So we had 40,000 the last day. I think we're gonna get near, let's see. We're gonna probably get towards the 80k range. We're at 8k coal. We have almost a quarter left of the day. I can probably do 3 trips, hopefully, if I don't get distracted. The leaves are falling. My wife one time missaid, in the fall the leaves are falling, and she said the falls are leaving. And now every single fall when the leaves are ready to fall and turn orange and stuff, we always say the falls are leaving. That's just another fun little thing that we do. We all say a bunch of weird stuff. I have in the past combined words. So like I have in sentences said two words at the same time, like combining them, where it kind of means the same thing in a way. For example, one time I was talking about the minimum amount of time to microwave something, and I said like 5 minutes or something like that. And then it turned into that's a new definition. So minutes is the minimum amount of minutes something needs to do something. 60,000 pretty much. That was not very good. We need more of these guys. Our collection is slacking significantly. We have a ton of these little guys, and we don't have enough of these guys. So if I got rid of one of these, I would need to get rid of 2. So 2,000 for 10 times better. I think that's worth it. And then if I got rid of... No, I can't get rid of any more. Look at that. Anyways, day 10. So yeah, minimits is just an example. I most recently said another thing that was another measurement of something. I can't remember. It had to do with millimeters and centimeters. I think it was centimeters. Yeah, and my definition was I couldn't quite tell if like I was estimating the size of something, and I couldn't quite tell if I should say it in millimeters or centimeters, or it was somewhere in between there. So I said centimeters. And no, that is not a word we checked. Or it's kind of sounds like you're talking about like silly meters or something like that. But it is all just absolute nonsense. Complete nonsensical reality me and my wife live in, but we have fun with it. We're absolutely losing our minds and enjoying every second of it. But in other news, myself and a few other coworkers have been experimenting with self-hosting AI, and we've been looking into the cloud coding and the open source AI models that have come out thus far. And I mean, it's been really impressive. It's really strange to think that like an AI model that can run on our computers at home and you don't have to pay for anything. It's technically all free. You just have to run it yourself. So you have to have a decent enough of a graphics card and enough VRAM and stuff to make it run fast and be worth it. But it's been really fun figuring that stuff out and really testing it. My computer, I don't have the worst computer in the world. I have a 4070 and I have 7900 CPU. So everything that I have is real decent and actually probably pretty good. But it still takes to do a very simple prompt in a self-hosted AI. It takes like 45 minutes to an hour. And it was absolutely hilarious testing it because I was testing it at the same time my buddy was. And we inputted our prompt and we waited. We were looking at all of it, processing the tokens and everything. And you could see the API running pretty nicely. And Looks like we got some gold. And then you can see it in the console writing each word to the response. And it's just like, after 30 minutes, it's like, okay, awesome, let's start doing that. And then it starts actually doing it. So it thinks and processes for the longest time, and then it actually starts doing it. And then it starts taking forever again. So it's just absolutely, it was so funny. So the open source models that are out there right now aren't quite there yet. They will be soon, but they're just not there yet. Not there yet. Think that guy cares. Maybe we can get a few extra. Come on, dude. Nice. Oh, look at that guy go. Definitely had 100,000 day. 141,000. We can definitely get one of these guys, and they are going to outdo us in the collection department, which is what we want, actually. So first things first, I want the collector whistle, and then I'll get the lightning collector, and then 4 of these guys, and then it's perfect. We have 103 left. Inventory, we will put that there. 1 infinity ladder, but we're not going to go up at all because we have one of the lightning collectors. So our focus now is just doing this forever and ever. Amen. Things are glitching though, because I'm not seeing, although I guess it's just the clay layer. I was going to say it's glitching because I don't see the blocks cracking at all. But that's just my own issues. Has anyone ever played Age of Empires? It's one of the games that I grew up playing. Such a good game. One of the better RTS games that have ever been made. That along with StarCraft. I was a very huge StarCraft player, but I'll get into that later. I was a Zerg player, by the way. Age of Empires was a fantastic game. I used to play Age of Empires 2 and the Conquerors edition and stuff. So much fun. Absolutely loved that, and started playing young. I think I was like maybe 5 or 6 when I first started playing that game. And it was just because my mom and aunt and cousins all played it, and they would do like LAN parties, which is hilarious because it's kind of interesting seeing a bunch of like 40-year-old people playing, especially your mom and such, playing an RTS game like that. But she loved that game, and she still loves it and plays it. She's 70 years old. And so it's just so cool, and I always wanted to be part of those little LAN parties. And so I learned how to play, and it was just so much fun. I loved it. My aunt would always get so frustrated with me though, because I was not very good when I was little. And we would do like, in order to play really big games, because there would be like 12 of us. In order to play the really big games, we would have to do the team maps. And my aunt would, one time was teammates with me, and she just got so frustrated with me because my strategy back in the day was to kind of make a little death ball of units and then just sit there forever until somebody attacked me. I would never attack somebody. It was like the worst strategy ever when it comes to RTS games, because I learned differently when I played StarCraft. But little did I know, in Age of Empires, I just sat there and didn't do much. Because when I played against the bots and stuff, they would come and attack me, But then once they attacked me with their one army, they wouldn't do anything after that. And then I could go in and swoop in and kill them. But I didn't learn how to play against real people until playing with them, and it was a learning experience to say the least. And it was a fun time. Probably one of the things I'll take to my grave is how much fun that was. When I say take to my grave, I just mean what I'll remember. It was a lot of fun, and I'm trapped down here. Get me out. Okay, I really want these blocks to break so that these guys can collect them. Just seems kind of... They seem really weak, and it would be nice to be able to do that. Maybe just shoot that up, just because. Because. I think at 10 seconds I'll send them all back. And go back. So we had 47,000 coal. We have 2 seconds, 1 second, and good. So everything was collected pretty nicely. If we get 140, yeah, we got our 140. So we need the gold poison gun. Let's actually look at the damage. So that's 15,000 versus 4,500. So this is 3 times more powerful. So it should get through things 3 times faster. We can live with that. Get one of the fast collectors, and then let's get that. And I'm gonna get a jetpack. Kind of treat myself a little bit. Day 12. Feels so much better. Haven't gotten any chests though. I don't know what's up with that. Oh, now I can start doing my side-to-side strategy. Just like with the flamethrower. Absolutely love this strategy. It's so satisfying. Yes. And I'm gonna get these chests. Poison damage 5%. It ain't much, but it's honest work right there. It's an honest upgrade. Can I get that, you think? Oh, you bet I can. And it's a golden weapon. Get that. We'll get the collector speed. And it's a shotgun. And we got collector speed again. Probably not as good as the poison, but that's okay. We're just here for the experience, guys. We're here for a good time and a good nap, apparently. If you are listening to this and you are trying to sleep, I hope you sleep well. Go for miner speed. Even though I don't think we're going to get miners in this one. I think I want to try and see if I can do it without miners. This might be a complete failure. But I want to go for it. I really want to try. Oh. We can reach it? Yeah, we can. Very easy. Collector capacity. Our lightning collector, yep, should be here and then gone. Very nice. Seems like our collectors are keeping up pretty easily. We got 20,000 coal thus far of our quota. 12,000 is our quota. So we've more than surpassed it. We're gonna double, maybe even triple it. 31,000, yeah, we're gonna triple that for sure. Halfway through the day, we're gonna get 60k. I bet we're gonna get, well, I hope we get the 350k for the next poison gun. But if we get even more than that, I'd be happy with that too. I wouldn't complain about getting more than that. Don't have the velocity to get up there, unfortunately. So that's a chest missed, unfortunately. Looks really nice. Don't mind being as zoomed in as I am with the poison gun. And I guess with this map, usually I'm looking for any kind of strategy, but if I can't really see, kind of keeps me focused. Ooh. I get distracted so easily by all these different things in the game, especially all these shiny things. Wonder. Hopefully I can get up here. Maybe it will just drop me. And tick. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That was the first time I successfully did that. Double pressing E right there. That was not bad at all. 75K. Maybe we'll get to that 1 million mark. That's ambitious. 30 seconds to get like 100K. Will it happen? Probably not. But we are at 83K and we have probably 2 more collections of the super collector. So we'll see. You never know. Just got minor jump speed. So that's going to help us a little bit. Minor speed, minor damage. Sure. Because we might have to give in and get some minors, but we'll see. 500,000. That ain't half bad. That ain't half bad at all. So we can get the next gun. We could sell this for 62, get this, and then we can get another lightning collector. And then one of those. Just trying my best here. Keep up with the rest. Okay, let's go for day 13. Give it up for day 13. We're gonna beat the regular day or map or whatever you want to call it. We're gonna get the regular ending. That's what I'm trying to say. It would be funny if the creator just snuck in like a super secret ending where maybe he was even happy, or maybe you destroyed another planet. Anything. I didn't even see what the damage was for this and how much more damage this one did compared to the others. Seems to be pretty decent. If I collect that, should poison damage 15%? Well, I know it does 15% more damage, that's for sure. Oh, I can get that one. Get that. Poison damage, collector capacity. We'll do the collector capacity so we don't have to worry about the collectors not being able to do much. Getting a lot of jump velocity. That's going to help us a bit as well. Diamonds, yeah, might as well. Might as well get the diamonds. So now this layer is pretty much easily destroyed. And is it enough for our collectors? I would say it is. We got 61K of our coal quota. Not half bad. I think it's funny that we're playing as the Waterbender class, but yet we're using just straight up poison. Is that a little bit too overpowered? Should I have gone with just the axe? I guess, nah. There is the lumberjack class, so once we actually get to that, then I'll use the axe a bit more. So I'm not gonna worry about that. 119,000. Absolutely demolishing this day. We're gonna get 200k. We're gonna look at like 1 million day. And you know what? I'm gonna say it. Waterbender wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Especially with sparse. But yet, I'm gonna say it again. You never know. I could lose. Could lose very easily. 149,000 of our coal though, out of 18,000. We're sitting kind of pretty. If only our lightning collectors could keep up. We're absolutely destroying this way faster than they can keep up. So what will probably happen is we end up getting more lightning collectors next round, and then we won't even bother getting a new poison gun yet. It just doesn't seem worth it if we have this much stuff sitting around all over the place. Let's see. Keep on going. Keep on going. Keep on going. So yeah, this warm weather has me hopeful for the very near future. I guess next week we're supposed to just have 50s, 60s, and it's gonna be so nice. And we live next, pretty close to a lake, and our neighbor lets us use his boat. 1.3 mil. Yeah, that was a big day, but it was not enough, which I'm thankful it wasn't enough, so we can just get employees. Just do it 2 at a time. And sell these 2. And then get... Sometimes it helps to not be dumb. So that being said, let's get the 1-click looting there. Feeling good about all of that. Let's get this guy up to there. And then there. And then there. Day 14. So yeah, my neighbor has a boat that lets us, and he lets us use it. And it's so nice. It's not the craziest boat. It's just a little paddle boat. But it's one of the nicer paddle boats. It's like a paddle king, I guess. So it's like metallic pontoonish, and you sit upright in it. It's excellent for fishing because you can get up and walk around it a little bit, and it doesn't have the best maneuverability, but still it's a nice boat that you can kind of walk around a bit. And so my wife and I, while we were dating, I would find any excuse to go out there and go fish. So she used to fish with me, so she'd go out on the boat with me. And then she'd fish for a little bit, and then once she got tired of fishing, she'd just read to me. And I know, so romantic. It was a good time. Really nice bonding time, and we'd always read deep theological books, and it was always really fun. I love books that are challenging as far as like challenging my opinions and my thoughts on things. And so I absolutely love that kind of stuff. And she would read the nice theological books to me, and it'd be a good bonding time for us. And she'd catch a good bass here and there too, because she has the record thus far for the biggest bass in the lake out of the two of us. I don't know about out of everyone in the lake, but the one that she caught was over 5 pounds, almost 6 pounds. Absolute monster of a fish. Super huge head, super fat. I'm sure it ate so many little fish before that. And it was aggressive too. It took her a minute to get it out of the water. And she's so funny when she fishes. It's like your stereotypical girl when she fishes. She was like messing around with the tip of the rod in the water, and then like a spider, like they have water spiders, I guess, here. And a water spider got onto the tip of it, and she was like dipping it in the water, waving it around, be like, oh no, there's a spider there. And then as she was doing that, a bass came over and bit her lure, and she was able to reel it in, and she got it. And that was that fish. Or it might have not been that fish, but it was another nice bass that she caught. It's just so hilarious how it works out like that. As while I'm over there just super serious. Not really. I'm hardly ever serious about fishing. It's just not enough. No reason to be too serious about things. Like that, I guess. Alright, we're getting into the red layer a bit. And it's sparse. It's sparse over here. It's like we're getting into Mars territory. Ain't no life down here, though. Just in the conversation. In my yapping. Yappity yap. Me and my wife were on a oldies kick over this past summer. And we were reminiscing on Vine and how good Vine was. Rest in peace, Vine. But the one where the little kid was singing the Mr. Postman song and then panned to that old dude right behind him and he just goes, yeah. That one kills me every single time. It's so funny. And there's so many like mixes of it. I don't know what you'd call that. But people have taken it and added things to it and it's just so funny. Get those collectors up there. I doubt they made it up there in time, but that's alright. We still made quite a bit. Not enough for the really anything. 1.5k, we're on day 15. Diamond Axe is 2.3 and we sell this for 190, so not even close. Well, we need the diamond poison gun if we're gonna do that. So let's just continue to get more of these guys and make it worth our while. That was not half bad. Let's go for it. Let's get down there faster. How about that? I'm actually kind of disappointed in that 1.5 mil from the last round. Just seems like I should have gotten more by now. Not to say I'm not gonna beat day 15, but just kind of makes it a little bit eerie for day 25. We're easily getting our quotas, but not getting the money that we want. But isn't that what everyone says? Minor damage, minor speed, player speed. Let's just do that, whatever. I want a hoverboard. I should have bought a hoverboard, guys. What was I thinking? Especially with this sparse land like this. Okay, I think I got through the blue layer a lot faster this time. So we should be able to get through the red layer faster. But let's get more collector speed so these guys are a lot faster. Need the better upgrades for everything. Poison damage, and poison damage. Just the collector speed stuff, poison damage, and maybe even speed, like sprint speed. I don't feel fast enough. I need to increase my area here so that when I go back and forth, I cover more area, and therefore the ticking covers a bigger range. Just keep hitting everything. Get up there and go and go. Van Gogh. Get the gold. We're at 350k, so we're going to hit probably a couple mil on this one. Maybe we can get the 6 mil that we need for the pink diamond one. But it is day 15. Not saying that we're done. But we're doing pretty decent. We need to not get trapped anywhere. Just keep going back and forth. Get these valuable ones. Get that. Get the chests. Multitask, multitask, multitask. Get all this stuff. Get out of here. Come on. Struggle. Choke. Get over here. Poison damage. Okay. Getting a decent amount of the poison damage ones. And really getting in the nooks and crannies there. When I was little, I thought that nooks and crannies was actually nooks and grannies. And for some reason, I thought it was right like that and thought it had to do with books and grannies for some reason. It doesn't make any sense if you actually think about it at all. But I was too young and thought sayings didn't really make sense, so might as well just, sure, that is right. Nooks and grannies. Things you believe when you're kids. One of the things that my sister did with her kids is she lived out in the middle of nowhere, kind of close to a busy road, and to keep her kids from going outside when it was too dark out, so that they wouldn't go out and travel into the road and get hit by a car, she would tell them that the monsters maybe get them if they go outside at night. So there was one time my brother-in-law, her husband, and I were out with my dad, and we were doing a little bonfire, and it was time for him to go to bed, and it was so cute. He came out and he's just out at the front door, and he was yelling for me and my dad, just saying, "Hey, monsters maybe get you." It was so funny. It was cute. So, winner. We beat day 15 on this one. So, let's just keep going. So, we definitely need more damage. So, we are going to get the diamond poison gun. And we're going to sell the ruby one. We're going to put it in its spot. And let's get quite a few more of these guys. Let's see what 20 will do as far as us being able to afford it. And we're not even going to be close. Cancel. Just keep doing this until we're doing well. Okay, so we got 36, 1, and 3. That's not that bad. Actually, might as well get a couple of those. And then let's start day 16. Our jump velocity is real good. Oh, the shotgun. Don't want no shotgun right now. Flamethrower. It's all these gold weapons on the clay layer. It's not really going to do me much good. Although it would have probably brought me down faster to collector speed. Time it correctly. That's more poison. Don't need more poison, really. I'm already doing all the poison. I wonder if the creator hand drew everything in here. Like the background and everything and the characters. I mean, I know the characters aren't anything crazy as far as complexity, but still not half bad. I just like the aesthetic of everything. It's kind of hard to make it so that all of the consistency of the art and everything. So props to him on that. Oh yeah, we'll go for the collector speed. And then we're in here, hearts for sure. The poison was dropping significantly. We're just going for all the money that we can. We're at the point where we are just trying to get a ton of money so that we can blast through these days. Wonder how well the diamond poison gun does against the next layer. I'm getting the minor damage stuff just in case, because we don't know. I know I vowed to not use miners, but there is a possibility I might have to use them eventually. But that's not certain at this point, so we're just going to keep contending as if we aren't going to use them. The poison is so good, it does so much damage. Just keep grabbing everything that we can, all the chests. Yes. Okay. Collector speed. And poison damage, absolutely. Keep boosting that up and then we won't need any miners. I mean, it looks like our collectors can collect everything just fine. We have 1 million of the coal quota, and that's pretty good. So I'm just hoping that we can keep up the momentum that we have currently, because once you get to a certain point, you are collecting way more and therefore getting more money and therefore getting more upgrades. Let's actually go straight down and see if we can get to the next layer. See how well we can do with this. I am going to just shoot straight up though. Hopefully we're able to break one of the gray blocks. Maybe one of the gray coal blocks even. Oh, the flamethrower helps significantly. Let's do the wet damage because I think eventually we will get the water stuff. Eventually. Because, you know, we are the waterbender class, so we might as well use water at some point. And we'll do the... Oh, these suck, but jump velocity is something. So have everyone go back. And hopefully they collected more. 1.5 mil for the coal. It's looking like maybe a 15 mil day, 10 mil. We'll accept that. So our next, okay, so that's 750k. That's almost 2.5 times, which isn't that much, but we'll go for it. We'll get all of these. Our collectors were doing just fine, so that wasn't that much of an issue. I'm thinking we might just have to go for some miners. These are the actual good miners. So I'm gonna grab a diamond axe as well to get us down further, faster. And since I don't need the ladders anymore and all of this, I don't want that. So axe to get us down faster, get the hoverboard in the filter because we're obviously collecting stuff now. Not. Go for 10, 10, 10. And let's start day 17. This will be a tell if we need to go for the miners. If we need to start. This is so much faster getting down. So much better. So it's a good idea. Good job, me. Although it's kind of struggling in the red layer, but it's not that bad. It's still faster than the poison. And if I was to actually traverse it correctly, I would be fine. $94,000, 100,000. We got our coal quota, just trying to go straight down. In which I could probably just go straight up and down with this. At this point. Just because I'm trying to maximize my time and I have the... Ooh. It's not the best. Let's do the wet damage. And we'll just keep doing the poison stuff. I don't want... This seems like it's more immediate versus the poison is pretty... Like you go past and then you wait a few ticks and then it breaks apart. I am getting a little tired, but we are gonna get this, guys. It's gonna be, we'll go with a play miner speed and then collector capacity. We're gonna get this, guys. Day 25 is just on the horizon. And I'm feeling pretty good about it. We should be able to speed run this. We're at 970k. 1 million coal. And we'll just keep upping our collectors. Halfway through the day, we'll at least get 2 million, I think, for the coal quota. And then as far as everything else, we'll find out the value of all of that. We're finally hitting the gray layer. Let's go. It is kind of interesting how it shoots out of the gun like this, how it does it in like each little sprite thing of poison. It is nice the way it does it though, and it makes sense programming wise. It's probably how I would have done it. Although I would have found some really difficult way to do it, and it would achieve the exact same result. Hopefully the fire is good right now for that layer. Once you get the pink diamond poison gun or pink diamond whatever, it seems like the difference between that and the spinal one is just so significant to where it makes it where there's a plateau for a while. But that makes sense because you don't want it to just constantly be a upgrade the next thing, and have it be minuscule upgrades. You want it to be worth something, and you want your players to work towards something. So I completely understand. And we just keep going up and down on either side. So we're tripling the millions worth that we did last time. And we'll just keep collecting these chests so that we can upgrade our miners, because we might have to buy them at some point. We would probably be doing so much better if we bought miners the last time. We'll just keep that in our back pocket, I guess. 16 million. Pretty good day. Let's look at how much the next thing's going to be. The spinal is 627 million. So we're about 1/60th the way there. That's not too bad. And our collectors were doing just fine. We probably should get the miners. So let's go for that. We'll start with 50 of them. And that did quite a bit of damage to our bank account. So I'm thinking that they would have helped us so much more than we think. Okay, that was a lot of damage there. Let's do one more of these guys, and then we're starting day 18. And of course I didn't get the collector or the miner whistle. So we're just hoping that we can get them straight down. Axe damage. Why not? Collector capacity. We'll do minor damage. We'll keep bringing these guys down. Minor damage. They're doing a bit of damage. Quite a bit. Keep increasing our damage as well. And we'll grab some chests. Okay, we got flamethrower. Let's keep going. I don't have very much sprint speed, so it's pretty slow in comparison to previous games. Flamethrower is just so good. Alright, we'll do collector speed. And hopefully we'll hit the black layer quickly. Or quicker. And then at some point, the other guys will catch up, and I'll probably help them out a bit just to make sure that they do get to me. Do the minor damage there. Just keep going back and forth. Poison damage. Poison damage. Easy upgrades for that. Collector speed. And we'll do sprint speed for us, so that way we're a lot faster. So we're finally to this gray layer. The miners are doing a good job breaking through this. Wow. I don't know if it's a mixture of my poison and their mining, but either way, not bad. But I will just be keeping on spraying everything that I can, collecting all the chests that I can as well, getting more sprint speed. Oh yeah, they're really getting at it. It's very good. Looks like we might have some that are over here. Yep. They need to find their way over here. Get a collection of them back over there. Don't think my axe would do anything to this layer right now. So our collectors are the ones struggling this time. And yeah, this isn't gonna break anything. So there's no point in that. Need to just keep going back and forth with this thing. Yeah, our collectors are hardly keeping up. And by hardly, I mean not at all. You know, it'd be a real challenge is if you played the game like this close. That would be disorienting actually. That would not be fun for probably me nor you guys. Don't worry guys, I won't do that to you. And I'm also telling myself that too. We're looking at 4.1 mil. That's a good day. So what kind of glitches do you think you guys, or what glitches have you guys seen? I know there's the glitch where, like if you have groups of ore up top a little bit further, and then you have a bunch on the bottom and you rush up really quick, it like goes to those up there and you can have them more consolidated higher. 54 mil, nice. So I think we had no problem collecting or mining through stuff. It's just the collection was lackluster. So we're gonna go for 100. And that was a lot, but not too bad. Probably can get away with another 100. And then I'm gonna go for these here and sell a bunch and then buy a bunch and then sell one. Make sure I get the whistle this time and then sell a bunch and then buy a bunch. And then I guess it's better to have none of the lesser ones, but there is an elementalist one and we do have access to water. So I'm thinking it might be worth it to just get a water gun as well. So we're getting a lot of stuff here. Start up the axe. Actually, I can probably do the miners. Yeah, the miners is so much faster than the axe. I can probably just sell that thing so it's not taking up space and I don't have to look at it anymore. Go for wet damage there and the minor damage. Okay. That's no good. Just straight down. Don't have to do anything. Now here we go. And then here's my cue. Oh, that's water. Okay. Water does double damage. And yeah, these guys are cooking. Goodness gracious. Get the water gun. It's not even close. Wow. I'm very impressed with that. So I guess it's supposed to rain all this week, and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm trying to be more positive and optimistic with pretty much everything. So I'm trying not to complain as much. But it's hard when it's like 50 degrees out. It's going to be 50 degrees out as well. So it would be nice as long as it wasn't raining. But it's going to be raining. But I'm going to challenge myself and get outside anyways. And like shoot my bow or something in the rain. Because I've never done that. And that would be a fun experience. But one thing that was a little bit of a damper was found out that I have a little bit of a leak in the roof. And I most recently had my roof replaced, and around one of the chimneys, or the exhaust chimneys for the furnace, I believe it is. There's a little bit of a gap. I got up on the roof not too long ago, and I see just a tiny bit of a gap on the slope going downwards, and it's on the side wall. And I got up into the attic too after it was raining and saw kind of where it was coming from. Oh yeah, one of these chests is going to be insane, but as long as it didn't have one of these upgrades, this is trash. I guess magic upgrade. That probably affects the water wand, right? And so I got up in the attic, saw that, came up with a bit of a game plan, and then went to the Lowe's to see if I can find what I needed, but I couldn't quite find the sealant for like shingles is what I'm looking for, or even just some silicone caulk. So couldn't find that, or it was just super expensive. And so I decided to just go with some Flex Seal. Good old Flex Seal. So I went back up on the roof, and I don't have to worry about the caulk gun to push that stuff out, and you can just spray the Flex Seal on there. Got a good layer on the sidewalls and any other cracks that I could see. So when it's raining, I guess I'll find out how well it is. It's also supposed to cure a lot faster. So the shingle silicone was going to take like 2 weeks to cure completely, whereas the Flex Seal takes like 2 to 6 hours for a good seal, and then 24 hours for like the best it can do. And I know it's probably won't last as long as the other stuff, but at this moment, with all this rain that's coming this week You know, I will take anything. So we just absolutely killed this day. 271. That's insane. We still had so many of the so much ore on the ground. 100 doesn't even break the bank, so we need to do 1,000. Now that absolutely murdered us. Let's sell all of these, and then let's get 20 of these, and then we'll get 20 more. You know, that ratio is not very good, but we'll still get more than we got last time. And go straight down with our miners. So yeah, I really look forward to seeing how the Flex Seal does. I'm hoping that it works really well. And that way I don't have to worry about water getting trapped in the walls here. Because at one point, the portion of where the drywall connects on the interior wall was starting to bow a little bit, just on that edge a little bit. And I kept an eye on it, and after about 2 days it dried up, so I'm just going to keep an eye on it, and then eventually down the road I am going to probably replace those sections a little bit. Probably not the whole drywall. I just do a little bit and see how, if there's any mildew or mold or anything. I checked the ceiling in the attic again and didn't really see much there. So I'm thinking as long as this seals up nicely, it should be fine. If this doesn't seal up nicely, then definitely probably gonna have some issues after this week. So I'll probably have to replace more, but make sure that the roof is actually sealed off completely. Because if I replace everything and then don't seal it off and it rains again, then I'm screwed. Oh yeah, let's get that chest. We'll do the minor damage. Always take the minor damage. Minor speed. I'm actually going to do some water. Water seems the right path because makes the miners do double damage, and I'm pretty sure at this point they're just doing so much more damage than I am. So we'll just keep going at this. Keep spraying the water. I could get the better water gun, and I'll probably do that for next round. I don't know how well the wand does. Pretty sure the magic regen affects it, like the speed of it. I should probably get more of it, but we'll do wet damage. The collectors are not keeping up at all. So we made a mistake last round not doing the math correctly. But we're learning. We're learning how to not be so careless. Oh, we've met the green layer. Okay. Collector capacity. Just wet all this stuff. Wet the green layer. I don't know if we'll end up breaking any of it. Looks like they're breaking some of the normal blocks. Maybe if I consolidated them into this spot here. Yeah, they're breaking it pretty nicely. Get the water down. I hope I can afford the spinal poison gun. That would be a lot of fun to be able to break through this layer. And the collector speed is getting up there. It's so fun to watch them fly down. It's like they're bouncing up and down. So my wife and I went on a trip today to check out some of the new stores that are in the area. There's a new outdoors store that it's like a camping, fishing, hunting store. And I really want a store to come to town that is more of a backpacking store. There's like Dunhams and stuff, and they just don't quite have all of the backpacking stuff that you need. They have pretty generic tents and sleeping bags, and I mean, they're fine if you are doing like drive-in camping with your family and stuff, but if you actually want to go out there backpacking and go deep into the woods, we definitely have 600K on this. 1.1 billion. Easy. Let's get that spinal poison gun. We'll sell this. Sell the axe. We'll sell this water gun. And then we'll get the ungodly water gun. We'll move things around. Alright, that looks good for that. Let's first things first, let's get 1,000 collectors. Okay. Then we'll get 1,000 of these guys. And then we'll get 500 more collectors. And then we'll get 250 collectors. Do I just do that constantly for... we'll sell 50 of them. And then get as many as we can. Okay. Day 21, let's go. Dig straight down. So yeah, checked out a few of the outdoor shops. They don't sell the backpacks nor the tents that I would really want, because you really need those specific backpacking tents and backpacks, and the tents themselves weigh like 2 pounds, 3 pounds as like 3-person tent. I'm a pretty big guy. I'm 6'3" and like 210 pounds, so I don't fit in any normal stuff, unfortunately. So I have to buy the large sleeping bags, and they're just extra long is typically what it is, because the regular sized sleeping bags are meant for people who are like maybe 5'10" or so. And so if I want to sleep in really cold weather, I can't really sleep in one of those because they're mummy bags. Mummy bags are typically the warmer sleeping bags. And if you can't fit in it, you're just uncomfortable. There's just no denying it. And with my sleep insomnia, I need absolute perfect sleep conditions. Otherwise, I will not be sleeping. I went backpacking somewhat with my wife and my son when he was around, and how old is he at this point? He was almost to a year old, or he was a year old. It was quite the experience. I wanted my wife to backpack where I've backpacked a couple times because she hasn't gone yet, or she hadn't gone yet, and we got out there and it was a ton of fun. We fished, we had another couple with us we were friends with, and that was a ton of fun. Oh, I have this poison gun. What am I doing? And yeah, that was a ton of fun. Really enjoyed that, but I did not sleep a wink. It was his first time ever sleeping with us, and also his first time sleeping in a tent and sleeping outside, and it was a rough night because he was sick also. when he got out there, he came down with like a little bit of a cold, or he had just allergies or something. And of course, we didn't have any children's Zyrtec or Benadryl, so you can't really give him adult Benadryl. So he had a hard time breathing through his nose. So I was just up constantly, just listening to him breathing and making sure that he was okay. And also I was quite uncomfortable, and he kept sitting up and then kind of moving around constantly. So one time he sat straight up and kind of looked right at me, and then just gave a little bit of a whine, and then just plopped face first into my arm. And then that was it. He slept like that for maybe a half hour and then moved again. And then my wife thought he was cold, so she took off her flannel and wrapped it around him. And he was fine. He had a sleep sack on, and he also had this really fuzzy onesie on. And then under that he had another onesie. So he was more than warm. He was fine. So my wife thought she could do that, and we had plenty of blankets in there. So we brought extra blankets too, and it was a fun experience. And like in the middle of the night, my wife realized I was awake, and she just came over to me and just like was acting really funny. It's just like, "I'm so cold." And so I just tried to keep her as warm as possible after that. That was a good day. We had 3 billion of gold. That's what I'm talking about. That spinal poison gun did wonders right there. Would like to get the uranium one, but that might not happen this time, but we'll see. So I'm going to do 5,000, and then, yeah, that hardly did anything. So let's do 20,000, 20. Let's do 20,000. We'll do it 20 at a time. How about that? That did a bit of a number. Need more collectors. So with our collectors and with our poison and the miners, we should be able to get through the next layer pretty easily. And then that leaves our collectors to kind of keep up. So we'll do that. And then we will do 1,000 of this. So we can just bring these guys up. That did absolutely nothing. We will scroll that up. This way we don't have to worry about, maybe we can just do 15. Even 27,000. Nice. That's just so we don't have to worry about the bad miners coming out first, and we can just have access to the good miners from the bat. Get the chests first though. So yeah, camping with a 1-year-old, backpacking with a 1-year-old was pretty fun, but I cannot say I would do that again. I can say I've done it, and that's good enough for me. Flame on. Okay, let's consolidate, please. And poison damage. And wet damage. Minor damage. So we should be able to absolutely just bust through this layer. It seems like we're doing just fine. Doing just that. Minor damage. I think our poison's gonna be the MVP on this one. Even though our miners are doing just fine with the layer, it's still not quite comparable to this poison. We'll do miner speed, collector capacity, and and just trying to maximize the amount that we're dropping here. I don't know if it does the green ones in one tick or 180 damage, 180% damage. That's a huge amount. Just gonna keep trying to do those if it comes to it, but sometimes you can't help what you get out of your RNG. And we'll try minor damage and poison damage. 180% ain't bad. I mean, it's gotta be doing a noticeable amount of damage, right? Should be able to get through the fudge blocks. Keep doing these chests. Minor damage. Okay, that's a lot of coal, and we're halfway through. But is it going to be enough? I think it's going to be enough. I don't know if we'll get the 12. 10 to the 12. But I think we'll hit 11 at least. Oh yeah, I think it's guaranteed we'll hit 11. Be nice to get the more valuable stuff. Can't really do anything about it at this point. I'm just trying to get all of the ore that I can down so that the collectors can just go and get it and bring it up. Because literally anything is better than nothing. I'll just keep hitting it every once in a while. Because there they are. Seem to be almost breaking, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. It's not the greatest that these guys are hitting these blocks. We just got so much poison damage right there. Significant. Okay. Okay, guys. Day 22, we got 3.6 to the 10 out of 3 million. You can say that that's a pretty good day. Oh, wait, you guys already got this, so let's do more poison damage. Thank you. Have a nice day. More wet damage. Now, if only the minor speed applied to them dropping down and such. Or maybe it does. In which that case, I would really enjoy that. Yeah, we're hitting an 11 easy. 4.4. I think this next one will hit 12. So we're looking at, golly, we're looking at 20,000. Not even that. We're looking at 50,000. We were at 4.4 and we're at 4.3. So we're looking, goodness gracious, guys. We're looking at like 500,000. Oh, that's easy. Easily made it to that. So let's do another one of these. I couldn't quite tell how our collectors were doing. I'm thinking that they were fine. We have 8 billion. Let's go ahead with that. We'll be fine. It's day 23. Get going, guys. Straight down. Starting to hit some lag. Look at that. That looks crazy. What if you played the game like this? Then that would be completely unplayable. Okay, I gotta keep going for these chests here. And hopefully we get poison damage because I'm getting that uranium poison gun. It's a guarantee. One of my favorite memes is the meme from the Flex Seal, where it's that guy and he's like, "That's a lot of damage." He stabs the bucket. I saw one where there was like text overlay of like the bucket, and it was over the bucket had the words "my heart," and then the guy stabbing it had the words "my girlfriend," and stabbing the heart, and then it's like, "That's a lot of damage." It just absolutely killed me. It was so funny. Okay, I'm just gonna do water, I think. I can't match the damage that these guys can do right now. Look at how they're just flying through it. It's not even close. I wish they were able to go through the chest blocks, but oh, they can. They heard me. So we got collector speed on that one. And wet damage. So it's even more. I wonder what the percentage is for that. These all suck. Sprint speed it is. And collector speed. Okay, we're at 4.3 E to the 11. We definitely have that. Miner speed. We want our miners to blip on the screen just as much as we want our collectors to blip on the screen. Wet damage. Although at a certain point, won't I not want to bring my water gun out? Because I'll just be collecting with the collectors. Collecting with the miners, sorry. I don't know, that seems like a bit of a conundrum. Might honestly get the E to the 12 on coal alone. Easy peasy. These guys are still chugging along up there. There's a chest I missed, although didn't miss much. They're not even touching this layer. Wait, did they actually break that? I'm gonna consolidate them into one spot and see what happens. Looks like they broke a layer. Yeah, they're doing a decent job, I guess. Pretty sure it's worth it too. So this is going to be the boring part because I have to babysit these guys. Take some poison while you're at it, even though it does nothing to this layer. Very good. I do like how, ooh. Give me these chests. I got lots of bonus poison damage. What are we sitting at here? Extra poison damage, which is 3,190. And then our collectors are doing well. That's pretty nice. Let's do extra sprint speed. Yeah, we'll be good when we get this next poison gun. It's gonna be disgusting. Probably get the collectors up top. All right, 1.3. 12. Man, we definitely got it. We probably got into the 13s. Yep, easy. So next is day 24. We need to get the next poison gun, which is the uranium one. So that does 7.5 to the 11 damage, whereas this one did 75 million. So it's like 100 times better. We'll take that. Okay, now we're looking at like, let's do 10 million. Goodness gracious. 10 million. We're at 1.5, 1.4. Okay, this is going to take a minute. Let me just do this and I will catch you guys up. All right. That took a little bit longer, but we are back at it. I might be a little too fast with my sprint speed. There, that's a little bit better. And we're lagging. That's what we like to see, guys. Get me in there a little bit closer. It's kind of disorienting a bit. Look, I love that zoom out right there. That is satisfying. Are we going to absolutely blast through this layer? Looks like it with the wet damage there. And wet damage. That's a lot of damage. Minor speed. It's like too many chests almost. Poison damage is going to help a bit. We'll keep going with these. Minor damage. And sprint speed. As far as I was concerned, they were damaging this layer pretty easily. See how my poison does. Yep, I would say it's doing a decent job. Collector capacity. Alright. Now is it damaging the higher up ores as well? These all suck. Spray up as well. Oh yeah. This is working out real well. We're already at 13. E to the 13. That's so good. Halfway through. 320% poison damage. And minor damage. Wet damage. Yeah, the collectors are keeping up just fine. Not a problem. Maybe at some point I need to just keep going back and forth instead of collecting all these chests, because I really want to get to the next poison gun, but I'm not sure I'll be able to if I keep stopping. Just keep dropping bombs. Just doing drive-bys on my workers. This cannot be good for them. 6.8, 6.9. We're going up at a pretty steady rate. It's pretty nice. Okay, let's just do straight down so that it's even back and forth. Nice. 8.7. Let's get to the 14s here. Pretty sure the next gun is at like 16. E to the 16, and we're going to get to the 14 at least, maybe to a 15 here. It would be nice to get another layer done. We're getting close to the next layer, but not quite there just yet. In the last second, I need to get them up there. See some 14s. Let's see a 15. Yes, barely got into 15. So the next gas one is 17. Yikes, guys. They did 7.5 to the 16 though, which is a bajillion times more. The collectors were doing just fine. So let's do, 15. Let's do 100 million. That was a guess. 100 million, 11, 12, 13, and 13. Would 10 more do it? Yes. Yes, it would. So let's do one more of these. Complete. One more of these. And then one more of these. And then we'll sell about half of them. And then we'll buy that many. And then we'll sell all of them because I don't want that many bad miners. So now we go sparse. We're going to do it, guys. Day 25. Last day here. If we get the next poison gun on this one, then we might do one more day after that. But if we don't, then we're not even going to bother. But in the meantime, we're just going straight down. Hoping for the best. Hoping we can get to the next layer under what we were just doing. So the purple layer is here. Still not too big of a problem. And then I forget what the layer underneath that is. Okay, this layer we haven't touched yet. And it shows. So let them do double damage. And then minor speed. Go back and forth there a little bit. Kind of just cover everything that we can. Do minor damage, 160%. We'll keep upgrading those guys just so that we can get them through this layer. We're already at 14, 2.6, 14. And we just passed quarter through the day. I am curious how our poison does for this area here. Maybe it will break it, maybe it won't. It's looking like it might a little bit. But at the same time, it doesn't look that good. It's not looking that promising. So I'm just going to stick with the water damage because these guys do so much more damage with the water. Probably get them all down here as well. Just get them consolidated. Man, these suck. Those upgrades are trash. It's the next layer, like. Can't see it yet. That's fine. Play capacity. We're almost to the 15s here. Man, it would be really nice to see that moonstone gas gun. Be nice to get a moonstone anything for you guys in an episode. And do it in a timely manner as well. Because, I mean, these episodes are long. They're like 2 hours. So I don't want to make them too long for you guys so you're just bored. Have them be fast-paced enough to where, you know, we're not tearing our hair out. Bludgeoning our eyes. To where we're just left with our ears, so you just hear my voice and that's it. That's terrible. 1.7 e to the 15. Let's see 2. Let us see a 2. Do some dance moves here. My son has learned how to dance with his arms as well. And it is the best thing I've ever seen, ever. He's a good little dancer. I taught him everything I know. I'm proud of him. Good thing about these layers is when the collectors come down to it and they collect the stuff that's on the ground, they immediately have to go back up. Minor damage, 162%. That's pretty significant. Tons of 15s here. We're in the 16s for sure. 2.9. What have you done? I'll show you sparse. I'll show you sparse. You may eventually encounter performance issues by continuing. Let's see if we can get that moonstone and see, because it's only 6.27 e to the 17. And if we do, let's see, if we do 10, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's a lot. But I guess it wasn't that much in reality. E to the 11, 15, 16, 16. So that was a lot. And just sell that many and then buy as many as I can. I'm going to sell all of these so that we don't have any blocking us. And then let's go. Day 26. This is unheard of for us, guys. That moonstone moonstone poison gun, it's ours. We got him. So we're like 10 times, we have 10 times more miners than last time, so we should be pretty good. We're gonna try and see if we can blast through the lag, but I'm not sure if we'll be able to do it. This kind of reminds me of the olden days with the old programming paper and how it just kind of goes out a little bit with little dots and holes and stuff. What are you guys doing stopping? Not doing as much damage. What's up with that? Okay, we need to apparently help them out with our chests and stuff. More water damage. Huh. PTSD, water damage to the house because the roof's leaking. Minor damage. It only does minor damage, apparently. Now, is there another layer beyond this one? Collector speed. Minor speed. Minor damage. Collector capacity. And minor damage. Oh, there's the yellow one. Nice. There's no way we're damaging this one, right? Looks like we're about to break some though. So I can just do that. And then collector speed, minor damage, collector speed. It looked like we were breaking through some of them. Yeah, I'd say we are. Breaking through the regular ones and these. Those guys are just, what are you doing? Okay, just had to hose them down a bit. They're almost 1/16, and then they're gonna be, we're halfway through the day and we have 1.3 e to the 16, so we're definitely gonna get that 17. But how much of the 17? We need 6. So this is going to be close, I think. 1.7. We probably will need equivalent, like, maybe 3 or 4 e to the 16 of coal for us to have actual, like, confidence we have enough of the other stuff. Because I have seen these drops, so there's tons of copper there. I think that's worth 2 or 3 monies each. And we have iron there, so we're breaking through a lot of stuff. Just hopefully our collectors can collect all of it. They're super fast. And we got a lot of them. It's just not even worth using my poison to help because it doesn't do any damage hardly to this layer especially. It doesn't do anything to the grayish green layer. Or someone would say chromatic green. Doesn't do much for that. Or chromatic gray. I think that's a good green. Good color green there. I think we're going to be looking at like 5e to the 10 or to the 16. Oh yeah. Maybe we can get to 6. 6 would make me feel a lot more secure. Would make me be confident that we are definitely going to reach the 6e to the 17. I bet we're going to be off just barely. I bet you guys that's what's going to happen. Made it to the 6. Guys, I'm kind of nervous about this. Tons to the 16, but none to the 17. We got 1 to the 17 there. Oh my gosh, guys. Just barely didn't make it on that one. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to absolutely just go for, I don't know how many that is. 1 billion. That wasn't even close to being enough. So that's e to the 10. We need e to the 11. 13, 14, 15, 16, 16. Let's do, yeah, this might take a moment, guys. I'm going to the 12. Okay, that was a lot. That was a lot. So I'm going to do to the 11 on this one and just keep doing that. I wonder if I can I do 3? I can do 3. Okay, so we have 1.3 e to the 12 miners and 1.1 e to the 12 collectors. So that should be enough to get us to that. Finally, the moonstone poison gun. So we just have to you have to bear with me getting down there and then making it through day 27. It's just kind of disorienting, isn't it? We need 400 million coal. Last time we had e to the 16. Yeah, I think we're gonna get 400 million. We're almost to the point, I think, where we can last forever. Poison gun has been pretty powerful. I mean, it hasn't been our main driver, obviously. These miners have been, but we're gonna see what we can do with the yellow layer with the miners, just by themselves. And then I'll wet, yeah, I'm gonna have to wet them. Oh, this is all trash, guys. Increase poison damage. So we already have 2.1. Yeah, we're gonna get this one easy. Almost to the point where once I get it with coal, I just want to go up there and get the poison gun. %500 poison damage. I think I'm actually going to do that, guys, because there's no real point in me getting any more money, especially since the next one's going to be the highest level one, I'm pretty sure. And it's going to, hold on, let me get my sprint speed way up there. Especially since the next one's the highest one, and I can't get that on this. Whoa, way too fast. On this day, it costs way too much. So tons of 18s there. We actually got 1.8 to the 19. Okay. So yeah, the next one costs 25. E to the 25. So we'll see what that kind of damage does. And then I'm hoping it does a ton. I don't think our miners will be able to keep up with us. So we'll just keep going down until the yellow layer. And then we'll see what the poison gun does to the yellow layer. Super fast. I guess I should have gotten more collectors, but you live and you learn, I guess. I just wanted to see what the poison gun does and how far it can take me down. I've never been past the yellow layer, I think. So I really want to see what's beyond it. $1.2 billion coal. It's not bad. Okay, here we are, guys. Let's see. I'm going to turn my sprint speed down a little bit. Let's see what this does. So far, not terribly impressed, actually. Let me put the water down as well, because that should help quite a bit. And it is, I think. Collector capacity. Poison damage, 500%. Wet damage. Get the poison down. Minor speed. And then we'll get the water down. Get more water down. And then poison. Yeah, I gotta be honest, this is actually pretty disappointing. I was thinking that this was gonna be able to do a lot more. This is pretty trash, actually. I mean, obviously I can keep doing this strategy and get to the 19. But, you know, it's not quite exactly what I was hoping for. The miners are still probably quite a bit better, which is disappointing. I was hoping for the poison. I mean, it's probably the strategy for if I was not using any collectors or miners, but it doesn't necessarily seem the case if I am using them. Okay. I mean, it with the water does a ton of damage, but I just don't want to have to keep going back and forth with water and poison. Water. Some of you guys might be screaming at me for not collecting these chests, but I think after this day, we're gonna call it, because this is nothing but a disappointment, actually. So I'll get one last chest for those that are screaming and get the poison damage. Maybe we'll get just a few more depots beforehand. Tons of to the 18s, got one to the 19. Oh, we actually reached to the 20. Wow. And it's because of that. Well, day 29 ain't bad. I think we're gonna call it there. So I was very disappointed in the Moonstone poison gun was just not it, guys, unfortunately. So if you guys like the trash that you just saw, please like and comment. And if you want to check out some of our other videos, go ahead and check out the channel and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.